everyone. I'm Edward Gutierrez from BSHM2A. I'm going to report the right and duties, notion of rights, and kind of rights. Do you have an idea what is right and duties? Generally, a duty is an obligation and a right is an entitlement. They may exist as a moral or legal matter. For example, morally, a person may have a duty not to hurt another's feelings. However, case and laws statutes provide the legal framework or even parameters defining when harmful communications constitutes defamation and the procedures governing obtaining redress.
Our rights and duties.
Every country has a set of rules according to which the government governs the country. This set of rules is called constitution. A country also has a constitution. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the architect of the Constitution of India. The Constitution of India is the longest written constitution in the world. It came into effect on 26 January 1950 and India became a republic. Since then, this day is celebrated as a Republic Day.
How does the Constitution help us?
A constitution gives every citizen some basic rights. These are called fundamental rights. These rights are for the well-being of the citizens.
What are our rights, sir? All citizens, irrespective of their religion, caste, race, sex, and place of birth, are treated as equals.
Very good, Meena. Who can tell me the next one?
The right to freedom allows all citizens to speak freely, choose any occupation, and reside and travel anywhere within the country. It also provides for free and compulsory education of all children between 6 and 14 years of age.
Very good, Rahul.
The right against exploitation ensures that poor people are not made to work without pay. This right also does not allow children below 14 years of age to be employed.
The right to freedom of religion means that all people are free to follow any religion.
Cultural and educational rights protect the minorities. It also allows them to develop and preserve their culture. The right to constitutional remedies allows every citizen to move court if any of their rights are denied.
Very good, class. We now know that all of us have some rights, but with rights come duties. Let us see what our duties are. We must abide by the Constitution. We must show respect to the national flag and the national anthem. We must take care of the environment. We must take care of public property. We must preserve our cultural heritage. Parents or guardians must send their children to school. Our constitution gives us some rights and expects us to perform certain duties. We should abide by these and become dutiful citizens of our country.
Let's talk about and understand the concept of rights and also what is the definition of rights that have given by the Romanian juries. Austin stated that a party has a right when another or others are bound or obligated by law to do or abstain from doing something toward or in regard to him. John Salmond. Salmond defined right as an interest and it is protected by the law. To be interesting, it should not be merely recognized but should be accepted by law. Holland. Legal rights were defined by Holland at the capacity residing in 1 month of controlling with the assent and assistance of the state and actions of other. He followed Austin's definition. And now, let's talk about the kind of rights. Faith natural rights is strongly expressed by several scholars. Natural rights are those that are not dependent on the laws or customs of any particular culture or government, and so are the universal, fundamental, and undeniably, they cannot be repealed by human laws through one can forfeit their enjoyment through one's actions, such as by violating someone else's right. Moral rights. Moral rights are those rights which are based on human consciousness. They are backed by moral course of humankind. Moral rights are personal rights that connect to creator of a work to their work. Moral rights are about being properly named or credited when your work is used. and the way your work is treated and shown. Moral rights requires that your name is always shown with your work. This is called the right of attribution. There are three types of rights: civil rights, political rights, and economic rights. Civil rights are those rights which provide opportunity to each person to live a civilized social life. Civil rights are personal rights guaranteed and protected by the U.S. Constitution and federal laws enacted by Congress, such as the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990. Civil rights include protection from unlawful and discrimination. Political rights. Political rights are two stripes by virtue of which citizens can get a share in the political process. Political rights refer to an individual's ability to participate in the civil and political life of the society and state without of fear of discrimination or repression, and is tied closely to citizenship status. The third is economic rights. Economic rights are these rights which provide economic security to the people. Socioeconomic rights provide protection for the dignity, freedom, and well-being of individuals by guaranteeing state-supported entitlements to educations, public health care, housing, a living wage, decent working conditions, and other social goods. Now let's move on to the next topic, which is duties. Duties. A duty is an obligatory act a person has to perform in favor another person. Duty-based ethics teaches that some acts are right or wrong because of the sort of things they are, and people have a duty to act accordingly regardless of the good or bad consciousness that may be produced. Some kinds of actions are wrong or right in themselves regardless of the consciousness. The classification of duties. Primary and secondary duties. Primary duty, which is the independent of any other duties and does not have to depend upon other duties. Positive and negative duties. Duties which is prescribed by law is positive duty, and which is prohibited by the law is called the negative duty. Absolute and relative duties. Austin has classified duties into absolute and relative. Relative to these are tools that are relative to a particular right, whereas absolute rights are tools that are unrelated to any particular rights. And for the summary of my report, rights are what we want to others to do for us, whereas the duties are those acts which we should perform for others. Thus, a right comes with an obligation to show respect for the rights of others. The obligations that are accompany rights are in the forms of duties. That's all. Thank you.